What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined today by the man, Jay Lonzo. How are we doing, Jalen?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Can't complain, as usual. Listen, before we do start today, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when we go live every night, 9 p.m., daily uploads every day at 12. Stay tuned all rest of spring training, all regular season. We're pumping out content left and right. We got you guys covered. Let's go. But today I do want to talk about rumors that are going around. Apparently, Mike Tauchman is drawing trade interest for the Yankees. This was reported by numerous sources on Thursday, specifically SNY's Andy Martino. Now, I think what I kind of want to make clear here is that obviously Mike Tauchman is drawing trade interest, right? I mean, he's an awesome left-handed outfielder. He could honestly play all three outfield positions. He has decent speed, good contact. He's showed some pop, solid fielder too. So he has like all the tools necessary to be a starting outfielder on many teams. The only issue is on the Yankees. They have so much outfield depth that a lot would have to go bad for Mike Tauchman to start on this team. So I can understand why teams are kind of contacting the Yankees and being like, look, like we'll give you a decent package for him and see if the Yankees will give him up. But what I do want to make clear is we talked about this before. The Yankees aren't just going to give Mike Tauchman away, right? I can only see a deal being made here is if a team blows away the Yankees with a trade offer. What do you think?
Yeah, I think once we kind of got to this part of spring training where we had to kind of find out a decision on Bruce, we're kind of figuring out what we want to do with Derek Dietrich and how they line up with guys like Talkman and Tyler Wade. I think when Jay Bruce started off the spring as hot as he did, we were all kind of like he's going to be a lock. So Mike Tauchman was a little bit of an afterthought, even though he's had a really solid spring. And he even said himself, like he knew that last year was a down year, a really bad year. But I think the Yankees know, and I think he knows that he can return back to his 2019 form. Whether that means getting more consistent at bats or just healing from injuries that might have plagued him a little bit last year. I think that he still has 2019 Mike Tauchman potential. And the Yankees, obviously, if he can give you that, I think you take that over Jay Bruce any day, given that he plays all three outfield positions. He's a plus defender. So I think that they're definitely not just going to look to just sell him off to the highest bidder at any cost just because they have Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce is a nice insurance option. If you go to the White Sox now who are down an outfielder because Eloy Jimenez is out for 6 months, so you don't know how he's going to recover. He could be out for the whole year. You don't know. Mike Tauchman, a Chicago guy. Not that means much, but it would be a cool reunion there. If the White Sox come and they give you a nice offer and you can get a really solid reliever from them and maybe like one or two lottery ticket pitching arms, why not? And then because you do have that insurance option, Jay Bruce, who is a veteran guy, going to give you good at bats whenever you put him in the lineup. So I think that's all.
Listen, I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, once I saw the Eloy Jimenez injury news kind of break, I was like, yo, Mike Tauchman would be a perfect fit in Chicago. Honestly, they'd probably already contacted the Yankees regarding Talkman. But I think it's interesting that you bring up Bruce, right? Because this spring we were all watching Bruce Talkman battle for one of those final bench spots. And like you mentioned, when Jay Bruce started off the spring so hot, I think almost all of us considered him a lock. And honestly, up until a few days ago, I was still leaning towards Bruce over Talkman for that final outfield bench spot, if you want to call it. But now, like looking at it, I was assuming we were going to get a decision on Bruce on Thursday. Boone came out, said they needed 24 to 48 more hours. So I guess we'll see about that. But I'm assuming that the Yankees are going to go with Talkman because over the past few days, maybe their reasoning came with me. And I think my heart was kind of with Bruce, but my mind was with Talkman, if that makes any sort of sense. Because looking towards the future and looking at kind of like the current state of the team, I think Talkman just kind of makes more sense. If I look at it logically, like we said, he plays all three outfield positions. He's under team control for a lot longer than Bruce would be. Right. He's obviously like a better bench option if you want to go with like base running. Then you would have. It depends if they're carrying Wade, because then you would have three solid base running options on the bench. So I think it's just very interesting because, like you mentioned, Talkman might have been hurt in 2020. So I'm kind of throwing that out because I don't think 2020 is necessarily who Mike Tauchman is, but I also don't think 2019 is who Mike Tauchman is, right? I think that there's an even middle between 2019 and 2020, and that's the actual Mike Tauchman. And if we could get that sort of performance from him, I'll be happy with Mike Tauchman giving us that performance as like a fifth outfielder. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have to be superb like he was in 2019. I think Mike Tauchman has enough potential for the Yankees to say, you know what? I know Jay Bruce is like a veteran outfielder, but we don't need him right now, and Mike Tauchman is the better option moving forward. Does that make sense?
No, 100%. I think the fact that he has no options left kind of puts the Yankees in that weird position where obviously you don't want to lose either of these guys. I'm sure they don't want to lose Dietrich. Dietrich's a guy that they've sought after for a while. They don't want to lose any three of those guys. But if you were to pick one guy that the Yankees are going to say, okay, if we have to cut our losses and secure one of these guys, it's going to be Talkman just because he has the highest ceiling. And like you said, being under control is a huge part of that. His versatility, his defense, like all those things are really, really appealing to the Yankees. That's the reason why they traded for him in the first place. I do think there is still that slim possibility that, you know, there's this like weird 48 hours that we're now entering, or 24 hours, that maybe the Yankees are looking for that final offer from certain teams to say, okay, give us your best offer. And if we like it, we'll pull the trigger, and Jay Bruce is now the 26th man. Or all these offers are underwhelming. Sorry. And Mike Tauchman makes the team. And I think Jay Bruce can go out and look for another job on a major league team. I'm not sure that he'll get one.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he will.
Yeah, I think he'll get a chance. I think there's a good amount of teams that probably want a lefty bat, a veteran guy. I just think it might be a little bit tougher just because of this whole old, but they reverted back to the National League having no DH. So that kind of cuts out half of his market, I would assume. Maybe the Chicago White Sox call Jay Bruce and think he can fill in until Eloy Jimenez comes back. I don't know. I'm sure he'll find somebody will come calling. Yeah. So I don't think he's too concerned, but there's still that slim possibility that the Yankees do pull the trigger on a Mike Tauchman deal at the last second.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of said on live a couple days ago, I'm gonna be upset regardless of what decision the Yankees decide to go on. Like, it's gonna suck to lose Bruce, but it might suck a little bit more to lose Talkman and see him flourish elsewhere. To be honest, like, even if Bruce does go somewhere else and flourish, it's not gonna hurt that much. But I feel like if Talkman does, that would sting a bunch. But yeah. I'm pretty sure that's going to wrap things up for us today. Just kind of wanted to touch on like the Talkman trade rumors. Do I think a trade is necessarily going to happen? No. At this point, I guess I kind of do think Talkman's going to make the team, but I guess we'll wait and see. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Unhinged time is 9 p.m. Let's go.
Literally every night. I don't
every
think
night. Let's go.
Say it one more time. Can you just let me know how often we go live at 9 p.m.?
Every single night, Jalen.
Okay.
Every single night. No, yeah, for sure.
Want to make sure.
Daily uploads every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.